The Great Debate, Gray Neville versus Ian Wright on Arsenal's Premier League prospects. In the world of football, few topics ignite passions as much as discussions about a club's potential to win silverware. Arsenal Football Club, a storied institution in English football, is no exception. Recently, a heated argument unfolded between two of football's most respected pundits, Gray Neville and Ian Wright. The issue at hand, the potential for Arsenal to win the Premier League title. On one side, Gray Neville dismissed Arsenal's chances, suggesting that their historical inconsistencies would come back to haunt them. On the other, Ian Wright firmly believed that the Gunners not only had the capacity to clinch the Premier League title, but also had the talent to secure other domestic trophies. This article will explore the various facets of this debate, examining the strengths and weaknesses of both arguments, while providing an in-depth analysis of Arsenal's current state and future prospects. The context of the debate. Arsenal's recent form. Historically known for their attacking flair and exciting football under the management of legends like Arsene Wenger, Arsenal has struggled in recent years to establish themselves as title contenders. Yet, the 2022-23 season marked a turnaround, with excitement brewing around the club's young talents. Players like Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Gabriel Martinelli showcased potential that rekindled hope among fans. However, the Premier League is an unforgiving arena. The competition is intense, with Manchester City and Liverpool often setting formidable standards. This backdrop is essential in understanding why Neville felt the need to voice skepticism about Arsenal's title chances. Gray Neville's perspective. Gray Neville, known for his analytical approach and sometimes contrarian stance, cautioned against over-optimism. He argued that while Arsenal's squad is undeniably talented, they still lack the experience and mental fortitude demonstrated by historically great teams. His assertions included inconsistency. Arsenal, in his view, had a tendency to falter during crucial moments, particularly in away matches against lower-ranked teams. Squad depth. Neville raised concerns about the squad's depth, especially in comparison to Manchester City, who could rotate players without any significant drop in quality. Pressure. The weight of expectation could overwhelm young players, leading to dropped points at vital stages of the season. Ian Wright's optimistic outlook. In response, Ian Wright, one of Arsenal's all-time greats and a fan favorite, was quick to counter Neville's pessimism. Wright outlined several reasons to back his claims that Arsenal could not only win the Premier League, but also make deep runs in domestic cups. Youth and energy. Wright pointed to the youthful exuberance of Arsenal's squad as a double-edged sword. While they might lack experience, their energy and enthusiasm could lead to unforeseen victories. Tactical flexibility. Under Mikel Arteta, the team had shown tactical adaptability. This could allow them to compete effectively against a variety of opponents. Fan support. The electric atmosphere at the Emirates Stadium, combined with the loyal backing of the fan base, could propel the team during key matches. Analyzing the arguments. Historical precedents. Football is replete with examples where youth and exuberance triumphed over experience. Consider teams like Manchester United in the early 1990s, or Arsenal itself during the 2003-2004 season. Both were built around a core of young talents who rose to the occasion when it mattered most. Wright's assertions recalled this spirit, while Neville's focus on consistency resonated with historical patterns of failings, particularly in high-pressure scenarios. Squad comparison. Arsenal versus rivals. Neville's argument often included a comparison of squad depth. Manchester City, led by manager Pep Guardiola, showcased a squad capable of facing injuries and fatigue without losing momentum. Arsenal's starting 11, although brimming with potential, still requires reinforcement in several areas, particularly in defensive roles and creative midfield. However, Wright believed that the Gunners displayed a camaraderie and chemistry often overlooked. Each player's understanding of one another on the pitch seemed to grow game by game, fostering an identity that could counteract depth concerns. The mental game. One of the most critical elements in championship runs is the mental aspect of the game. Neville often referenced the pressures associated with being at a club with Arsenal's history. Most big clubs, including Arsenal, know what it means to carry the weight of expectation. Wright countered that pressure could be a catalyst for greatness, likening it to the pressure he faced as a player. He argued that today's young players were more equipped to handle such emotional challenges, especially with mental health awareness being prioritized more than ever in sports. The fixtures ahead. Analyzing the fixtures for the remainder of the season is essential in this debate. Arsenal faced both challenging and easily winnable games. If they could capitalize on must-win matches and navigate tricky away games, they could build momentum. Neville pointed to a couple of banana skin games, matches where teams are expected to win but often stumble. History has shown that winning these games define title contenders. Arsenal's past struggles in these situations made Neville more skeptical of their title ambitions.
On the other hand, Wright emphasized the importance of taking each match one at a time. He believed Arsenal had matured enough to approach each fixture with the focus needed to secure 3 points, even in tricky conditions. The role of management. Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal had undergone a transformation. His managerial acumen, dynamic tactics, and ability to inspire the squad presented a fresh narrative. Wright hailed Arteta's impact on not only the team's mentality, but also its structure and tactical awareness. Conversely, Neville acknowledged Arteta's potential, but remained cautious, arguing that the true test would come during high-stakes matches, where pivotal managerial decisions could lead to triumphs or failures. The importance of rivalry. In England, rivalries ran deep. The historical competition with clubs like Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham create additional layers of pressure. Both pundits recognized that dropping points against rivals could severely impact title ambitions. Wright maintained that the desire to win against local rivals would fuel Arsenal's ambitions further, while Neville cautioned that the pressure of these fixtures could lead to uncharacteristic performances and dropped points. Potential domestic cups. Apart from the Premier League, the FA Cup and League Cup are also essential trophies in the domestic calendar. Wright's argument included the point that success in these competitions could create a winning mentality within the squad, which would then transfer to their league performances. Neville, however, maintained that the precedence of the league must take center stage. While cups were essential, focusing too much on them could detract from the larger goal of establishing Arsenal as a consistent title challenger. The media's role in shaping narrative. Media narratives can either uplift or pressure a team. The scrutiny faced by Arsenal in recent years has been immense, especially regarding its successes and failures. Wright argued for the positivity of the media's current take on Arsenal, suggesting that support breeds success. Neville contrasted this by discussing how intense scrutiny could impose stress on players, especially those unaccustomed to high expectations. The clash between Neville and Ian Wright encapsulates the passionate discourse surrounding football, particularly when it concerns a club with as rich a history as Arsenal. While Neville's skepticism is rooted in historical patterns and a desire for caution, Wright's optimism is fueled by a belief in the power of youth, management, and fan support. As the season progresses, only time will reveal the truth behind their arguments. Will Arsenal prove Neville wrong by lifting the Premier League title and perhaps adding to their trophy cabinet with domestic successes? Or will the historical shadows of past failures once again resurface, affirming Neville's cautious stance? Football fans know that predictions are fickle, and the beautiful game often operates outside traditional logic. Regardless of the outcome, this debate has brought to light the complexities of modern football, illustrating how passion, history, and performance collide on the road to glory. The conversation between Wright and Neville is a mere reflection of a much larger dialogue, encompassing the hopes, dreams, and fervent beliefs of all Arsenal supporters as they embark on their quest for silverware.
Arsenal's Premier League ambitions, a clash of perspectives. In the vibrant sphere of football commentary, the exchange between Gary Neville and Ian Wright regarding Arsenal's chances of winning the Premier League became a pivotal moment in the ongoing discussion of team dynamics, consistency, and the contribution of key players. Their arguments highlighted broader themes within football: passion, perspective on player potential, and the ever-shifting landscape of a league renowned for its competitiveness. The context of the debate. To truly understand the debate, it's crucial to look at how Arsenal has evolved over recent seasons. Once a dominant force under the management of Arsene Wenger, the club faced a series of challenges that saw them drop out of the title race. However, under Mikel Arteta's leadership, the team appeared to reclaim its identity and ambition, fostering young talents and integrating new signings that once again made Arsenal a competitive side in the Premier League. Gary Neville's argument: consistency and performance. The former Manchester United defender, and now a prominent pundit, Gary Neville, raised a critical point about Arsenal's chances in the league. He argued that the team's core, despite the evident talent of players like Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard, has shown a lack of consistency. Neville pointed out that in high-pressure moments, especially during crucial matches, these stars had not delivered as expected. His focus on consistency is not just a critique, but a deeper insight into what it takes to win the league. Top-quality players and their responsibilities. For Neville, consistency from top-quality players is non-negotiable when contending for a league title. Saka and Odegaard, despite their youth and talent, must demonstrate the ability to perform under pressure consistently to help the team contend seriously for the Premier League title. Historical context. Drawing on his experiences as a player, Neville often reflects on Manchester United's glory days, where key players showed up in the big matches. His argument alludes to a more significant expectation that top players should thrive when it matters most, something he believes Arsenal players have thus far failed to deliver in pivotal moments. Ian Wright's rejoinder: depth and potential beyond the stars. In contrast, Ian Wright, another Arsenal legend, countered Neville's assertions with an argument emphasizing the depth of the squad and the potential of other players.
Wright highlighted the importance of not solely relying on two individuals, asserting that Arsenal possesses a talented roster that includes Eberechi Eze. The Crystal Palace midfielder has proven himself capable of making significant impacts in matches, and his creativity could complement Arsenal's attacking style. Victor Gyokores. Known for his strengths in finishing and pace, Gyokores could emerge as a vital player, either through direct contributions or by drawing defenders away from key players. Martin Zubimendi. As a midfield powerhouse, Zubimendi has the potential to provide the defensive stability and playmaking abilities that are crucial for a title-contending team. Wright's perspective on team dynamics. Wright's response is not merely a defense of individual players, but rather an acknowledgement that football is a team sport. His emphasis on the collective effort reinforces the idea that team cohesion. Even if individual stars falter in certain matches, a cohesive unit can rally and produce results. The interdependence amongst teammates often brings out the best in players. Emerging talents. The potential of players like Eze and Gyokores is indicative of a wider trend in football. Younger players can rise to the occasion. Often, champions are made not just through reliance on established stars, but also through emerging talents stepping up at crucial times. The broader implications. What it takes to win. Both Neville and Wright's arguments tap into a deeper discussion of what it truly takes to win a league title. Resilience in moments of adversity. Every title-winning team encounters moments of adversity. The ability to shake off disappointments and rise to the occasion defines champions. Tactical flexibility. The tactical prowess of a manager becomes increasingly important in adapting to various opponents. Arteta's ability to adjust his strategies to counteract the unique challenges posed by different teams can play a significant role in determining Arsenal's fortune. Mental strength. Winning the league involves mental fortitude. Wright's argument implies that Arsenal players possess this quality. However, it needs to manifest consistently throughout the season. Support from the bench. It's not just about the starters. The impact of bench players and their readiness to step in when needed often determines the depth of a title-contending squad. Wright underscores that Arsenal's bench is a factor that could tilt the scales in their favor. Analyzing key fixtures, moments that define the season. The Premier League season is often defined by key matches that create momentum or lead to pivotal turning points. Early season form. The first few months of the season can define a team's trajectory. How Arsenal starts the campaign is paramount. Big match mentality. Matches against major rivals often serve as litmus tests. They reveal the team's readiness and resolve, showcasing whether players like Saka and Odegaard can indeed thrive when the stakes are high. Close encounters. Wins in closely contested matches can build confidence. Avoiding draws and managing to secure 3 points in tight games is essential. Player development. The future is bright. An interesting aspect of Wright's argument is the potential for player development. Saka and Odegaard are still young and evolving. With time, they could well become the consistent performers that Neville argues Arsenal lack. Continuous learning. Young players often grow into their roles as they gain experience. The pressure of consistently delivering could lead Saka and Odegaard to elevate their performances. Leadership roles. As they mature, these players could also become field generals, motivating their teammates and influencing the game's flow when the circumstances become challenging. A dual perspective on Arsenal's ambitions. The dynamic exchange between Gary Neville and Ian Wright encapsulates the multifaceted nature of football analysis. On one hand, Neville's focus on individual consistency reflects a critical viewpoint shaped by a deep understanding of what it takes to prevail in elite competitions. On the other, Wright's perspective offers hope and confidence in a collective that features both emerging talents and solid depth. As Arsenal navigates through the complexities of a Premier League season, it will be fascinating to see how the players muster the courage to respond to both the expectations of their pundits and the calculated pressures of their performances. Ultimately, for Arsenal to realize their dreams, it may take a harmonious blend of consistent individual brilliance and a strong collective ethos, a recipe that has underscored the success of many title-winning sides in the past. With both Neville and Wright's insights resonating, fans can only look forward to the unfolding drama of